Welcome to Hollywood, a place where dreams are spun into motion pictures, where the impossible becomes real, and where legends are made. But beyond the red carpets, flashing cameras and towering billboards lies a history as dramatic as the stories it tells. This is the story of Hollywood, before the glitz and glamour, before the stars, before the fame. Hollywood was nothing more than a quiet farming community in the late 19th century, a far cry from the dazzling entertainment capital it would become. Hollywood, its name evoking grandeur and fantasy, was first established in 1887 by a man named Harvey Wilcox. A land developer, he had a vision, a utopian community away from the hustle and corruption of Los Angeles. His wife, Daida Wilcox, is said to have christened the town Hollywood after hearing the name from a stranger on a train. Little did she know that name would one day be synonymous with the magic of cinema. The birth of an industry. The motion picture industry was still in its infancy, centered in New York and New Jersey, where pioneers like Thomas Edison held a stronghold on film technology. But soon, filmmakers sought new horizons, somewhere with sunlight, open space, and, most importantly, freedom from Edison's strict patents. They found it in Hollywood. By the early 1910s, filmmakers fled west to escape legal troubles and discovered the perfect landscape to shoot their films. The climate was ideal, the scenery diverse, and so the first movie ever shot in Hollywood was in Old California, 1910, a short film by the Biograph Company. Then came the powerhouse, Universal Studios, Paramount, Warner Brothers, Fox, and RKO, the founding fathers of Hollywood's studio system. They created an empire, churning out films at an unprecedented pace. And with that, the golden age of Hollywood was born. The rise of the stars. With the rise of Hollywood came the birth of movie stars, people who were larger than life, gods and goddesses of the silver screen. Silent film icons like Charlie Chaplin, Mary Pickford, and Douglas Fairbanks became household names, their expressions telling stories long before sound arrived. Then came the game changer, the jazz singer, 1927. The first talkie, the moment the industry would never look back from. Suddenly, Hollywood was alive with sound, music, and dialogue. And with sound came a new era of stars: Clark Gable, Greta Garbo, Bette Davis, Humphrey Bogart, and Katharine Hepburn. These were the kings and queens of Hollywood's golden age, setting the standard for glamour, talent, and scandal. This was the age of legends, the studio system and its control. Hollywood wasn't just about movies, it was a machine. The studio system dominated the 1930s and 1940s. Actors were bound to long-term contracts, and moguls like Louis B. Mayer, MGM, Jack Warner, Warner Brothers, and Harry Cohn, Columbia Pictures, controlled everything: who got cast, who became famous, and even who could fall in love. Behind the glamour was a strict regime. Stars were molded, reinvented, and sometimes even their pasts erased. Studios arranged marriages, controlled personal lives, and held unimaginable power. The blacklist and the fall of the studio system. But not all was golden. In the 1950s, paranoia swept through Hollywood. The Red Scare, a fear of communism, led to the infamous Hollywood blacklist. Writers, directors, and actors were accused of communist ties, their careers ruined overnight. Some fled, some fought back, and some never worked again. At the same time, television began its rise. Theaters struggled, audiences shrank, and the once mighty studios lost control. The studio system collapsed, and a new era of Hollywood began, one where independent filmmakers could finally have their say. The new Hollywood Revolution. Then came the rebels. In the late 60s and 70s, a new breed of filmmakers shattered Hollywood traditions. Martin Scorsese, Francis Ford Coppola, Steven Spielberg, George Lucas, and Brian De Palma introduced a grittier, more experimental form of storytelling. Movies like The Godfather, 1972, Jaws, 1975, Star Wars, 1977, and Taxi Driver, 1976, changed everything. This was New Hollywood, a time when directors had power, movies broke rules, and audiences wanted something real. This revolution gave way to the blockbuster era. Bigger budgets, bigger spectacles. The age of franchises had begun, the Hollywood of today. Hollywood today is unrecognizable from its early years. The rise of digital filmmaking, streaming services, and CGI has reshaped the industry. The Marvel Cinematic Universe, Christopher Nolan's mind-bending epics, James Cameron's visual spectacles, and indie hits from A24, Hollywood is no longer just one thing, it is many. Yet, despite all the change, one thing remains the same: the magic of storytelling. From the silent reels of the 1920s to the billion-dollar franchises of today, Hollywood is still the land where dreams come alive, where stories are immortalized, and where anything is possible. So whether it's the ghost of Marilyn Monroe lingering in old theaters, or the next young dreamer stepping onto a studio lot with a script in hand, Hollywood will always be more than just a place. It is an idea, a promise, a dream. And as long as there are stories to be told, Hollywood will shine on. If you want to get basic overview of anything, provide your thoughts and intentions in comment section. We will provide and serve you, and subscribe our channel to get more information in less time.